We are witnessing a shift in the global order, driven not by weapons, but by algorithms. In 2026, artificial intelligence is no longer just a technological buzzword. It has become the ultimate strategic asset, capable of reshaping economies, monitoring populations, and destabilizing entire industries in a matter of seconds. But as the world rushes to embrace this digital god, a critical question remains. Are we building a tool for human progress, or an instrument for our own obsolescence? Welcome to Vantage Insight. Today, we look past the corporate marketing and the flashy headlines to analyze the profound and often unsettling reality of the AI revolution. This is the strategic report the world wasn't prepared for.
This isn't a war over territory or oil. This is a desperate existential battle for control of all future information, which will impact your bank, your job, and your country's defense. Stay tuned to discover why the U.S. is now using economic nuclear weapons in the form of aggressive chip bans to stop Beijing from achieving quantum supremacy. To truly understand the danger, we must first accept the impossible truth of the quantum realm. Forget your classical computer's transistors. They speak in binary, a definite 0 or a definite 1. The fundamental unit of quantum computing is the qubit. This qubit exploits two bizarre quantum mechanical principles. First, superposition. The qubit exists in all possible states simultaneously. It is 0 and 1, and everything in between, until it is observed. This means where a classical computer tests options one by one, a quantum machine explores millions of paths at the same instant. Second, entanglement. Two qubits can be linked, so that measuring the state of one instantly tells you the state of the other, regardless of distance. It's like flipping two connected coins 1,000 miles apart. This bizarre connectivity gives quantum computers their exponential speed, making them thousands of times more powerful than the world's current fastest supercomputers combined. This is the power both Washington and Beijing are desperate to control, and the complexity is why the investment is so massive. The nightmare scenario is codenamed Shor's algorithm. This algorithm, discovered by Peter Shor, exploits the exponential speed of quantum computing to factor large numbers, a task that would take a classical supercomputer billions of years. But here is the critical point: the security of our entire modern digital infrastructure, from your online banking to WhatsApp chats and military commands, relies entirely on the impossibility of factoring these large numbers. Quantum computing makes it possible. Imagine a state-sponsored actor possessing a functional quantum machine. They could instantly decrypt the entire world's financial records, classified intelligence, and proprietary corporate secrets. This isn't just a matter of hacking. It's a complete and total collapse of global digital trust. The looming question isn't if this will happen, but when, and who will reach quantum supremacy first, the US or China. This is the foundation of the desperate race. The American offensive is a strategic masterpiece of economic warfare. The US knows it cannot afford a direct military confrontation, so it is targeting the very heart of quantum infrastructure. This is primarily done through suffocating export controls on two critical, irreplaceable components: high numerical aperture lithography machines and cryogenic cooling systems. These machines are essential because quantum chips require temperatures near absolute zero, colder than deep space, to function properly. By denying China access to these tools, the US is essentially freezing Beijing's ability to move from theoretical research to practical, scalable quantum hardware. The strategy is to delay, frustrate, and force China to spend trillions developing sovereign alternatives, a painful, decades-long endeavor. This maneuver not only safeguards American security, but also protects the multi-billion-dollar domestic supply chains, making this a pure financial and technological power play. For the high-level investor, this conflict is not a risk. It is the single largest tech investment opportunity of the decade. The global quantum computing market is projected to skyrocket past $1.2 trillion by 2030. The leaders are well known: IBM and Google, who are perfecting superconducting qubits. But the real high-reward investment lies in specialized firms, companies developing post-quantum cryptography, PQC. Solutions: the software needed to secure systems after quantum machines become functional. Other crucial areas include companies specializing in error correction, which is currently the biggest technical hurdle. We are witnessing a massive capital flow into firms based in the UK and Canada, targeting these niche solutions. This aggressive international competition ensures that whether the US or China wins the race, the companies providing the tools, the software, and the specialized materials are guaranteed to see exponential growth. Smart money is already moving into these PQC solution providers right now. China's state-backed retaliation to the US bans is a determined, full-scale domestic effort. Instead of relying on foreign supply, Beijing has initiated a massive, state-funded program aiming for sovereign self-sufficiency in every quantum component. They are pouring astronomical sums into domestic foundries to produce their own lithography machines and superconducting materials. Key projects, like the National Quantum Information Sciences Laboratory, are receiving priority funding. While this domestic pivot is slower and more expensive, China's primary goal is not just to catch up but to create an entirely separate, unlinked quantum ecosystem. This global bifurcation means that in the future, nations will have to choose between two competing standards, one controlled by the West and one controlled by Beijing. The technological split will ultimately redefine global trade, data security, and geopolitical alignment for decades to come. The implications of this fierce technological warfare are monumental, touching every aspect of global finance, military strategy, and personal data privacy. The next 5 years will determine who dictates the future of computing. Do not stand on the sidelines while history is being rewritten. Subscribe to the Quantum Report now to gain exclusive, deep-dive analysis on the technology wars and crucial investment opportunities you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Despite the multi-trillion-dollar investments from both superpowers, quantum computing faces daunting, fundamental roadblocks. The biggest challenge lies in error correction. Qubits are extremely sensitive. The slightest noise, vibration, or temperature fluctuation causes them to decohere, meaning they lose their quantum state, leading to massive errors. A reliable quantum computer will require thousands of physical qubits to create just one stable logical qubit. This is why the race is secretly focused on who can master error mitigation first. The US and Chinese efforts are split. The West is focusing on superconducting circuits, while China is investing heavily in light-based photonic quantum computing. The nation that solves the error correction riddle first will immediately jump ahead by a decade, making this technological hurdle the most important watchpoint for investors and geopolitical analysts alike. The threat is so imminent that the entire world is preparing for the day when quantum supremacy is achieved. This preparation involves a global migration towards post-quantum cryptography, PQC. Governments and large corporations are no longer relying on today's encryption methods. They are transitioning to new, quantum-proof algorithms that even a sophisticated quantum computer cannot break. The U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, is leading the global effort to standardize these new PQC algorithms. For businesses, the transition is costly and urgent. A new multi-billion-dollar market is emerging for companies that can facilitate this cryptographic migration. This shift proves that the quantum threat is not science fiction. It is a current reality that is forcing central banks and defense organizations worldwide to upgrade their security infrastructure right now, before the collapse of encryption. The silent war for quantum supremacy defines the future of all human civilization. It is a terrifying conflict fought not with missiles, but with silicon and code. We have seen the investment opportunity and the existential threat. This is where we leave you. Do not be left behind as technology redraws the map of global power. Subscribe to the Quantum Report now for unparalleled insights into the tech wars and investment landscapes you absolutely must track.